Man, I think the low-key MVP of our first 4 episodes is dipshit Derek.
Yes.
The big boy. Stranger Things. Season 5, Volume 1 just came out on Wednesday, and it seems like it's being received extremely well. I think from what I've seen and after seeing all 4 episodes. So we are going to get into spoilers, so if you don't want to hear any of that stuff, be sure to come back later when you have all that info down and you get to hear
Spoiler
some.
warning.
Right. So just be warned, spoiler warning coming for Stranger Things. So volume 1 of season 5 just dropped. David, you're free to jump in at any point. It was awesome. I was very very happy with what happened. I think starting off the season, it started strong, introducing because I know they dropped the first 5 minutes of Will, and of course they dropped that before the season came out. And like once, like I've seen some films do that and some shows where they'll drop like the first however minutes of a show or a movie on YouTube, and we're able to view it. But it's like for me, I want to view it in context of the actual show. So, David, did you check out the first 5 minutes, or did you just kind of blaze past that like me?
I hadn't seen that, so
Okay.
yes, I did watch that, and I will hint at something here.
Yeah.
There has been some controversy about those first 5 minutes.
How?
So, okay, some people in certain circles have uh, felt that the scene was very graphic of basically Vecna injecting something into Will via his mouth.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get that.
I didn't get that either. I just don't think that. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
that's the intention of the Duffer Brothers. It's intentionally graphic because like
Well, yeah, they wanna
he's
show
wicked.
us. Yeah. I mean, that's how you display the wickedness, that's how you display his evil. I mean, you have to. I mean, even though we've seen what Vecna has done last season, you come into this season, you kinda have to re-up his vibe. You have to let us know, "Oh, he still is that bad."
Mm-hmm.
Even though this is a flashback, like we still have that in mind going throughout this season, what he did to Will originally. And that's giving further context to Vecna's wickedness in
Yes.
a sense, while last season we didn't know he did this exact thing with Will.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yeah, in terms of making the story richer and giving Vecna that added cushion of the wickedness, I think that first scene did it really well to add to his character. In terms of making the story richer and realizing what actually happened that day, because we never saw what happened to Will. That I mean, the moment he was taken, and we just kind of assumed. And what's great about this show and what's great how this season opened is, well, because this is the final season, harkening back to season 1, and I love what they've been doing with Will these first 4 episodes so much, especially in the 4th episode, but building to that moment and finally giving him the platform I feel like he's needed throughout the entire series. 'Cause, before this season, really I never had an idea of Will as being, like, that guy, that one in the friend group that really could make a difference. He was just kinda there, and he was always the scaredy cat. And I love that. I mean, I don't know if it's too late that we kind of got this redemption for him, but I mean, better late than never, because with these last 4, or with these first 4 episodes, they've just been a great slow build to his potential. And seeing his potential in episode 4 was just sheer hype. I was like out of my I was just clutching my fist like, let's effing go, because it was so worth it, so exciting. Just seeing him do work on some of these demos was just beautiful. But I guess if I were to kind of give my thoughts of the first 4 episodes, I'd kind of go episode by episode in a way. But I love, with episode 1 and bringing us back to these characters. Like, for a TV show to work, you have to have fun, quirky, engaging characters that you can connect with in a way, that you can root for, that you can hate. Lots of emotions you want towards certain characters in a show. and this show does it so well because I mean, with I mean, it can get kind of lost. Like you would think a show like this will get lost in its characters with the sheer cast of them, but they don't. They all have their part to play in this large story. They've had their part to play in this entire franchise across these 5 seasons. We've seen them through all sorts of scenarios that give us such a camaraderie for these characters, and it's been such a fun time to watch them. I think season in episode 1 of the season so far, I love what I'm seeing from Robin, Maya Hawke. I think she's probably my favorite of the season so far. She is so fun to watch. She has such energy, such charisma, such charm, that she delivers. And of course, like when she's talking with Will, when they have their one-on-one scenes, and the connection between them was just awesome. I mean, like just I mean, and she's such a catalyst um for having him think in a certain way to reach his potential. So that's been great to see. I love the interaction with them two and his mom, um, Joyce. Winona, as Joyce, is just phenomenal as well. She is just so much fun, being such a great mother. I mean, and you can see over the course of the 5 seasons, she's been such a great supporting character for him, and of course with Hopper. Um, it's just been such a great time seeing these characters develop. And I want to say, I think it was in episode 3, which episode 3, the turnbow trap. I mean, that was another hype moment when they're just setting up that trap, getting redemption on the Demogorgon with of the fallout of the beginning of episode 2 with the attack on the Wheeler house. Just so many great moments throughout these first 4 episodes. Um, I probably have more to say, but David, you got anything for the first 4 episodes?
Man, I don't know how they keep doing it. How they keep putting out something that is just better than it was before. Like, to be
Right.
honest, like, it's kind of insane. The only critique I have is Lucas's hair. The flat top is just not tall enough. It needs to be at least a few inches taller. And much like, with the exception of season one, it takes just like a little bit to get going, just a little bit. And that's just the reality of the fact that they have so many characters and you're just trying to catch up. And you love all of them. So you don't mind. You don't mind at all. You don't mind what Ted Wheeler is doing. And I love how they're bringing on, I mean, it's got that 80s flair where the kids are, the actors playing teenagers are far too old to be doing that. It's got to that point now. I mean, most of the cast is in their 20s.
Yeah.
All of them are. So, like, they definitely don't look like they're 15. It's very obvious. Even still, like, you still care about the characters. I'm loving Dustin's arc where he's still grieving, the loss of Eddie, and still being bold and not changing who he is and wearing the Hellfire shirt and then getting beat up. But getting beat up but fighting back. Like, I mean, he took it to those guys for as long as he could.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Uh,
in that scene specifically, it was a one shot. There was a long take. Like I love in terms of the cinematography, I think the season has been great so far. Every season has been amazing. It seems like they have a really who's ever the cinematographer, they just have a great eye for color, for what's in the shot, especially within that fight scene. Like you don't need to like a fight scene like that with these kids. You don't need to do anything too crazy unless you're like Cobra Kai or something. But within Stranger Things, like they took the extra mile to actually choreograph a decently shot fight scene that doesn't cut. Because what makes a fight scene suck is when you cut a lot, because you
yeah.
cut a lot of the movements, you cut the flow of a fight scene. The flow of a fight scene needs to work, and with that fight scene within the cemetery, that was great. And yeah, of course, like over Eddie's grave and using the blood of that was the snake, right? Because they killed the snake, his uh
Yes.
his pet snake. Like, ah, so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And then to see Dustin just dismiss the fact that, of course, like Steve knows what happened, but Dustin keeps dismissing it. It's like, come on, man, just tell him. Like Steve wants to help,
Mm-hmm.
even though he's like, I love what's been great about this season so far too is like this show still reminds you who these characters are, because even though over the course of 5 seasons we've seen Steve grow, but he's still Steve.
Mm-hmm.
He still has that dickish to him.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Dickish.
especially when he's talking to Dustin, and when he's talking to John, he's like he just has that like naive, conniving way about him. Steve's been great this season, and again, like I was also thinking about Millie as 11, and when I saw episode 1, I was like, there's something about her that just kind of feels the same in a sense, like how she's acting. And I guess just like I don't know, like I was thinking, is there anything more she's gonna do with her performance? But then once I got into episodes 2 and 3 and 4, I'm like, well, she's still playing 11. Like she's still that same kind of, I don't know, timid girl who's still kind of scared. But even though like we've seen a lot of growth from her, while she's trying to really tell Hopper like I can do this, like she has a lot of confidence, but she's still kind of like, I don't know, she still has that like 11 performance in her. So I don't think like being the 11 character calls for, I don't know, some grand one-on-one interaction with the characters. Like I think it was in episode 2 when she's tending to Hopper's cut, and they have a great one-on-one. Like I think that scene in itself was really solid. But I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Like once the season began, I was thinking to myself, is Millie a little overrated in a sense? But then I was thinking, well, no, I don't think so. I just think the character as 11 doesn't call for too much in terms of being able to like act your ass off in a sense. But of course, like whenever it gets to these big moments where she's trying to jump the gate to get on top of that big structure where whatever they're holding is secret, like all that stuff, like the moment she's called for action, like she brings it, and she brings a good physicality to her performance. I mean, it's just been great seeing all these characters again. I think that's what makes this show thrive is all these relationships they have with each other. I love what I've been seeing, especially with Will and Robin. I mean, even the scene when they're doing uh, when they're when they're trying to get underneath that zone where the military is held in the middle of Hawkins, and where they're trying to get through the bathroom, and as my Hawks character explains the plan, like she's like I like dick, and just like that whole joke sequence, it was just so hilarious and so just of her character.
Yeah.
It was just a great time.
Not sure how they keep pulling this off. It's so interesting from the get go after you kind of catch up with everyone and they just keep that intensity. And then, like, it's just a long movie. And then just the climactic scene in episode 4, where we had I mean, in my opinion, it is like a Captain America with Mjolnir type
Oh
situation
yeah,
when,
absolutely.
well, that's what it felt like.
Yeah,
It felt like that. The CG on the Demogorgons was like unbelievable. They looked so cool,
it was really good.
just menacing. And then, like, you obviously you get Will's power at the end, but not only that, like you start to wonder, he's probably more powerful than like 11, than Al, because the Demogorgons were taking just rounds were bouncing off of them, and he
Right.
literally like dismantled them with like a second,
Yeah,
all of them, like just like you
it was
just
epic.
jumping at it. It was so epic. It was so
Yeah,
epic.
it was
And
hype.
then like the reveal that like 8 is back.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, I totally forgot.
right, like everyone
Totally.
forgot because
Yeah.
everyone really hated that episode,
Right.
but I don't think anyone's complaining necessarily.
No.
I don't think anyone's complain. I haven't seen people complain about that. And like I was thinking, at the end of episode 4, I'm thinking we're not going to get to see who's behind the door. Like, we're just not. Like, it's going to cut off. We're going to wait a
Mm-hmm.
month, and we're not going to see what gets to happen with Will or with everyone else. We got to see both, and we want to watch more. That, I think, is a testament to the writing. Because, like, I was expecting something. I was expecting it to just massively cliff hog,
Mm-hmm.
and I did, but it was satisfying.
It was very
Like,
satisfying,
it was
especially
satisfying.
especially seeing Vecna. Like I was like, okay, and his design is so sweet. He looks awesome.
He does. I saw people hating on it.
Oh,
I like it.
that's
It
funny.
looks sick.
Yeah, it's funny seeing how he looked last season, and it looks more practical from last season, while this season I think gets more of the CG treatment,
Hmm.
which I don't know if I like or dislike. I mean, in terms of the design, strictly if we just went off design, whether it's CG or not, I like this season more. But I think last season had more of the practical look to it because it looked like it was him in the suit. While this one, it's kind of a little too. He's like a little too bony in a way near the torso.
Okay.
But that's just me getting more technical with it. But yeah, just seeing him show up because like the way they teed up if he was going to be behind that silver door like in before episode 4, I was like, I don't think so. Like once we see that shadow behind those like spokes of the upside down where they can transport people to and from, once you see that shadow behind just walking towards, it's like, oh, there he is.
Hmm.
And him showing up just doing work on every one of those the military dudes who are all just straight up assholes. Like every time they're talking to a kid, they're just so annoying and just
Yeah.
so rude. It's like whatever. Man, I think the MVP, the low key MVP of our first 4 episodes, is dipshit Derek.
Yes.
He was. I mean, the moment you're introduced to him, he is a son of a bitch. But
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the turnbow trap episode, which my goodness, I love that the prep for it, and I mean, what's great, and what sucks about a lot of shows is, and a lot of stories is that whenever they tee up a plan, nothing ever goes according to plan. But
Hmm.
with this, it did go according to plan, but the plan still didn't work out. So like we kind of got what we wanted, but then we didn't. So I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. I mean, also like another great moment when in that Turnbow episode when they're at the barn and Steve and all them are driving and they see when the demo goes when and I love when like their phrasing for when they go to the upside down, they're like he flipped like this, that just sounds
Yes.
that sounds so dope. I love that.
Yeah.
He's like he flipped. It's like, and then like whenever like they see the remnants of where the upside down is whenever the demo flips, and then Steve's like, I got a theory, and he was like referencing some like snack,
Boppers.
yeah, and
Peanut
he's
butter
like,
boppers.
right. It's like I got a theory, and then they're just arguing, and like us as the viewer, I was like getting hyped. I was like, "Come on, I feel like they're gonna do it." And then like Nancy's like, "Do it," and he's like, "No, that was the only confirmation he needed." And then he booked it, and when they go and they flip and it works out, it's awesome. And now that they're in the upside down, and it's all stemming back to Hawkins' lab, that's freaking awesome. That's great. That makes so much sense because that's where it all began. And thinking about the upside down as a dome or as just it's surrounded just by a wall. Initially, I thought when they revealed that wall, it was just like, if this makes sense, like just a pocket in the upside down that was surrounded by a wall. Not that the upside down was surrounded by the wall, if that makes sense. Like it was just like a dome. Like almost think of it like a giant football stadium just covered with that like thick muck that Vecna was in. That's kind of what I thought originally. That he was just like that he secluded himself in this like giant dome of that thick wall, goo, whatever crap.
Hmm.
But I guess it's just the upside down is surrounded by that. And I guess the big question is what is outside that. So that's super fascinating. And then when we see what happened with Max and Kate
Oh,
Bush.
yes.
Kate Bush is still pushing. She's still pushing up that hill. I mean, it's crazy just more we're getting from from that song. Of course, it was funny when they played it. I was like, Kate Bush is still here. And Kate Bush still plays a big part of this story, clearly, as we see that Max was almost able to get out of that memory. And thinking about it, I feel like there was a section where it did get a little too like heady, like too many things to think about when you have Holly who's trapped in this plane of what looks like a beautiful memory of Henry, and then also you have Max who's trapped there. It's like, well, how is she trapped there as she's in a coma, but then Holly's not. Holly's was taken somewhere and is like being captive in what seems like the same kind of scenario that Will was. It's like, how are they in the same plane when they're both like in separate ways of being dead but not dead? And it's funny because there was a moment Max like kind of alluded to that. She was like, "Well, how am I here when you're here?" And she's like, "Well, I'm in a coma in a hospital, and like, how am I here?" So I feel like there was a moment where it got just a little too heady, just a little too much to think about. But then I was like, okay, I guess I can understand it. Seeing Max go through some of the memories and seeing that she was almost able to get out, like it was just heartbreaking. And I love that they still keep that love between her and Lucas, that they really care for each other. And Kate Bush really played a part, and it seems like she probably will later on again. So, David, you got any other thoughts?
Final thoughts. With how amazing it has been, I am just so hyped for Volume 2. And
Yeah.
baby, I want to see it in theaters the last
Dude.
episode.
Well,
I want to
are you okay, are you gonna be able to come? Are you gonna be able to make it out?
I I'm gonna try. I think I can. It's New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah,
Man, I want to see it so bad. I mean, if I got to win a episode 4 in theaters, like that would have been insane. I mean, that's
absolutely.
so to see really a global phenomenon come to an end after 10 years of just beautiful storytelling, beautiful characters, beautiful music, all coming together on the big screen. Like, ah, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm so excited, especially because like I feel like I've toned down my expectations each season, and it's just blown them away. Because each time they've upped from the last one, and season one is special. I will say, season one is different, and
Yeah.
it has the special magic that led to the next seasons. And I think it stands alone, like in itself, as being different and above the others personally, regardless of
Mhm.
how good this last season's going to be. Like, you have to have trust in the writers, you have to have trust in the people making it, and I got that trust.
Yeah. I think, yeah, there was another thing that I wanted to touch on, which was in episode 4, when when I was talking about the one shot that was with Dustin and his fight, they did another one shot. That was a long take when you're following Mike as he's trying to protect all the kids as he's walking throughout that zone when the demos are just going crazy on everyone. It was a
Yes,
long take, and I'm like,
yes,
it's still going. And it
yes.
honestly felt like a minute of just one take, and like to choreograph a take like that is insane with all those moving parts, because you have to think about all the actors behind them, all the probably suited up motion capture actors who are acting as Demogorgons, and there's a lot of timing involved. Great camera movement throughout it as well. It's just a lovely feat that they did, and I was super happy to see that. So that is Stranger Things Volume 1 of Season 5. We love what we're seeing so far, and we got 1 month, and then after that month, we wait another little bit, and then that final episode comes out in theaters. Make sure you get yourself out to a theater and see it, because if you don't, you are wasting the opportunity because you want to see this finale in theaters. People keep saying, I was reading the articles that like I mean, some of the directors are saying the finale lives up to what it should be, and it's gonna deliver, and I can't wait. So
Ah, so hyped.
hype. It's so hype, man. Absolutely. So if you guys have seen Stranger Things, let us know your thoughts. And yeah, eager to hear them.